And to start off, though, I would like to hand around some cookies.
Ooh, yes.
Because the business portion of this is like eating cookies, okay? If you live off of cookies, it's not going to work for you, right? But they're a great thing, a wonderful thing, an important thing in life, cookies, right? So, that's the kind of the way that I look at business. Business is a part of this. It's a very important part of this. But you need all the products and everything else to make it all work. Because when it comes to the business, it's all about creating advantages, isn't it? It's about creating advantages. And I want to explain what I mean. If you were to go to your friends, family, other people that you love, you care about, associates, and you were to say, I have got an opportunity for you to make money. Let it rain, right? All that stuff. Are they going to say, that is something that I have never heard before? And what an advantage that you have through the Zija Natural Health Revolution, that you offer people an opportunity for them to make money. Wow, what an advantage. Is that something anyone's going to tell you? No, because guess what? The people you're talking to are pretty smart. They are.
And they're going to talk to you like everyone else.
You are pretty smart, right? And so when someone comes to you and says, hey, you should try this out because you can make a lot of money. All of a sudden, quickly, you put up a bunch of like, oh no, I'm sick that day. And I've got the flu that day too. And my son is going, and I've got this family thing that we're doing. It's the middle of winter. We go hiking in the middle of winter. That's what we do. So I don't know how to make this stay up. Yeah? Come on. Yeah, it's on airplane. Sorry. Okay, so I apologize. Bring that up.
Getting closer. You can feel it. Yes.
Okay.
Here, John, give it to me and I'll just keep it attached.
All right, so people, when it comes to this business, things have evolved. If I was talking to you in the 70s and I said, hey, listen, I've got something that you can make some money, people would be like, okay, well, help me understand that then. Nowadays, people are like, oh my goodness, what are you selling me? Right? However, there's something that does resonate with people because people are smart. The world has changed quite a bit. And it's this. People see a business opportunity when they see a business advantage. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you don't need to tell people, by the way, you can make some money. You tell people, we have some business advantages that make this a pretty awesome opportunity. You don't need to sell them on making money or telling them that there's an opportunity. Please never use the word opportunity. You can tell them these are the business advantages that keep us far and ahead away from everyone else. Does that make sense? So, one other thing that's very, very important, and I want you to understand, I'm going to go into the Gen M line really quickly, just to make a point. The Gen M line is amazing. It's the best skincare line I've ever seen. All my research that I've done on it is that it's absolutely amazing. There are people who created their own skin line who left their skin lines and were like, listen, this stuff is better. How much Gen M do you think I sell? Me, John, dude the John. How much Gen M do you think I sell? Zero. Zero. Do you know why? I'm not passionate about it. And if I was to tell people, here, touch my face, touch it, touch it, feel it, like a baby, right? If I was to do that, people would be like, so you should stay in your lane there, because this has gotten out of control, right? So you have to not only help people understand that there is an advantage, right? A competitive advantage. Why you're better, why it's better, why science shows it's better. Because when you show people a competitive advantage, they understand that means a business advantage. People are smarter than we give them credit for. Just saying, you can make some money, and there's this thing that you do. No, you explain a competitive advantage, people are already starting to click. Oh, so that's why Marie is awesome. That's why Nail's awesome. That's why Jen is awesome. Okay? But the other part of that is you have to be passionate about it. You have to be passionate about it. You do. If you're like, hey, I mean, this stuff's okay-ish, you're not going to sell any. Because people are going to be like, okay, you told me about the advantage, that's fine, but if you're not passionate about it, I don't care. I like things that I'm passionate about. I like things that I like, right? So those are the two main things. But one other thing that's really, really important that I'm going to come back to, and every time I ask you a question, I want you to answer with this answer, okay? All right. So in life, there are ups, there are downs, there are things that surprise you, there are things that don't surprise you, there are things that you thought, that should never have happened, there are things that you thought, I'm so glad that happened. All of this is going to happen in your life, right? So you constantly have to be plugging back into and re-strengthening yourself, re-enriching yourself. And there's several ways to do that. Who here likes to read a motivational book? Who here hates reading a book? Who here loves listening to audiobooks? Awesome. Who here hates audiobooks? I'm a little like this sometimes. I'm like, oh my goodness!
Depends on their voice.
Gotta have a good voice.
Yeah, I was going to say, the voice makes a difference.
Right? A good voice. Who here loves motivational movies? Yeah. Who here loves motivational documentaries? Yeah.
Okay. It depends.
It depends.
So it's very important to tie into different forms of inspiration. Okay? Guess what? Inspiration, it's harder to find it in here. It's harder. Because you're dealing with the day-to-day. You're dealing with your worries and your fears, and it's all encapsulated in this little thing we call ourselves. Right? So for inspiration, you got to push out. Right? Meditation, I would say, is a good way for getting inspiration. But that's taking you out of your worries and everything. So inspiration, that's the first thing that I want you to have a part in. Okay? And you can do this through media, through a lot of different things. Then there is the other thing that you need to tie into. I don't care what your name is for this thing. I call it higher power. I don't care the different ways that you would classify or not, whatever. All that matters is that that person loves you. Cool? I don't care what your belief system is. It all comes back to, we can all agree that person loves us and wants us to be happy and successful. Right? So tie in, however you choose to your higher power. Because now we're going to have some fun. After you've done that now, we can get back to why we're here in life, a variety of different things. We are at the UU, okay? We're at the U University. This whole life experience is to find out more about you and your connections to things that are important, your connections to things that maybe are not as important. But we're in the U University, aren't we? So you're UU, okay? Now, you are where you are. And you are who you were, and you are who you're changing into. And I did not smoke anything this morning. I just want you to know as we're going forward.
XM3.
Well, we all agree with that. So now let's talk about how you build this business. Now, you start with you. You have to start with you. Then, you're going to go into your story. Your story is so simple. What was happening, or where were you? Right? Where were you? What did you do? And what was the result? Okay? So your testimonial is where you were, who you were, right? What you did, and then what was the result. Do you need to make sure that the date is absolutely right? If it was March 15th or March 16th. In this time zone, though, it would have been March 16th. In this time zone, it was March 15th. A lot of times when I talk to my grandparents, a story that didn't need to take 15 minutes takes 15 minutes because they were like, the dog's name was Rufus. The dog's name was not Rufus. The dog's name was McGillicuddy. We don't care. What we do care about is the stuff that's really important. The things that are human. The things that are tied to emotion. Who you were, what you did, and what was the result. My son Roman has an issue where he has a very difficult time eating vegetables and fruits and everything. To the point that he becomes vomitous. I don't even know if that's a word, but he will puke everywhere. Right? So as he was growing up, he couldn't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and other things. Because we would be like in a restaurant and it'd be like, just try the strawberry. Just take a bite of the strawberry. Just one bite of the strawberry. Bite the strawberry, puke all over the table. Yeah.
At least 7 restaurants in this valley, we had to be like, get everything together, really!
Get it together. Get the checkers, puke all over the table. I'm so sorry. Huge tip. Bye-bye, right? So Roman packed on, so he would only eat things that were like white and carby or meat. So he packed on some weight. He was a bigger kid. He got bullied for it. He got pushed around for it. And my kid Roman is a much nicer kid than I ever was. He is kind-hearted. He just loves other people. He sticks up for people. He is the kind of kid that when he sees another kid's getting bullied, he's the one that jumps in and says, we don't treat people like that. He's a nice, good kid. So as a parent, when that's happening to your kid and they're getting bullied in school, you want to find the bullies and beat up their father. That's what you should do. So I was working through my list, beating fathers up all over the place. But then there was a better way. We got Roman on SmartMix. SmartMix gave him all the nutrition that he needed, and it was a way that he could drink it. He mixes a packet of SmartMix with a packet of Hydrate every single day, right? And it saturates his body with the nutrients that he needs so he doesn't have to overeat the other things that are high in calories, right? So he started losing weight. Now, we did this over the summer, so the next year when he went to school, he'd lost weight. And one of his bullies even was like, Roman, you look different. What happened? And he came home like a king that day, right? Like a king that day. First day of school. Joined the football team. Took up boxing. He was on student government. He was the head of their TV thing that they had for their little school. Why? Because we made a change. And it started more changes. And now when he sees himself as fit and healthy. And when he would come home, when we would have junk food, he would be like, Mom, I need chicken and rice. I am an athlete. It's like 10, right? I'm an athlete. That's a part of his identity. So the story I just told you was where we were. Did I tell you my story? No. Do you always have to tell your story? One of the hard parts about what we do is some people have amazing stories, and you're like, gosh, shucks. I never cured that. If I had cured that thing, then maybe this business would work for me, but I never cured that in myself or anybody. Do you have to tell everyone else's story? I'm sorry, your own story, or can you tell other people's stories? Please tell other people's stories. So where you were, what you did, and what was the result. The next thing you go to is your list. Your list is very important, because there's a lot of people who are like, I would like to build a business, and the people will come flocking to me. They will flock. And I will take them in and write their names upon the thing, and I will sell them the stuffs. It will be delicious and amazing. Right? No. You go to them. You go to them. Because that's what business is about. I'm telling you right now, I love business. I love business because you think you're a hot shot, you're going to get humbled. You think you're cool, you're about to find out you're nothing. Business will humble you. It will show you your weaknesses, and it will give you a path to strengths. Because what is business? It is providing something that's so valuable to another person that they would give up some of their income to have it. That's connecting yourself. You don't do that by being like, you're going to love this. Everyone's going to love it. Just everyone buy the stuff. It doesn't work. You're connecting with the person. You're connecting with them and you're saying, what I have is true value for you. It is a real value for you, and I want you to have it. So Ryan, I'm going to relieve you, Ryan, from the answer part that I put here. Do you buy Moringa, or do you buy a foot that you can walk on every single morning? A foot that you can walk on every single morning. Yeah. Do you buy oils, Amy? You don't buy oils. I've never bought oils. I have never, ever, ever bought oils. I've been in oils for a long time. I've never, ever bought oils. I have always bought the results of oils. Always. You'll go in and you see my weird mashup of oils, and you're like, Copaiba? What is Copaiba? Like, it's Copaiba. It's phenomenal. You'll love Copaiba. You have to use it for this. Rub it in this way, right? You need to use this, right? Does your husband buy AGX Men? Or does he buy something different?
Something different.
Something different, right? Remember that. Sometimes we get into the whole like, this is the coolest brand. You should buy this brand. And this is the thing that's so good. And this is always tell people how it will help them directly. Directly, that person. Not just the average American male in his late 30s, Caucasian, redheaded, will most likely buy such things as this. It doesn't work. You gotta connect, right? You gotta connect with the person, find out where they're hurting, and that's how you bring them an option, an opportunity. Because if you're selling Moringa, I'm sorry, people will just say, oh yeah, I take a Costco multivitamin. And after you get out of jail for slapping them across the face, you'll remember, wait, the redhead told me. We're not just supposed to tell people what it is. We're supposed to tell them what it does, how it helps them, right? Because people don't buy Moringa, they don't buy oils, they don't buy Gen, they don't buy any of that stuff. What they buy is the result. Does that make sense? Okay, so you put your list together. Are you just going to email blast everyone and say, I have an exciting opportunity that I would like to share for you, and then we will all drive Ferraris and have gold chains? Does that work?
No.
Does that work? Email blast. I blasted like 1,000 people. Why didn't this business take off? Because you never connected with people. Do you know how to build this business? You build this business 2-on-1. 2-to-1. The way I like building the business is lunches or coffee shops. You don't have to drink coffee if you don't want to know that. Don't. I get a hot cocoa. Or I get the milk steamers. Phenomenal. You love it. You love it, right? That's what I do. And I sit down with someone and I talk to them. Do I talk at them? No. Because we all have the people who talk at us. And we walk away like, oh, I'm glad I was able to serve that person by listening. All of this time. I did my service for the day because they just talked the snot out of my ear. And they know nothing about me. Right? I gotta be honest, when I started out in life, I guess, in business, I changed oil. Do you know that? That's what I did. I changed oil. All through high school, college, I was a grease monkey. And I loved it. Do you know why I loved being a grease monkey? Because they have this pit that I get to be in, so I don't have to interact with anyone else. I had so much social anxiety. When we went to stores with our friends, I'd give my friends the money and be like, if you don't mind just checking out, I'm just going to stay right here. Because I didn't want to go and interact with the checkout person. I am telling you, debilitating social anxiety. Debilitating. Right? Not great. You guys are like, well, if that dummy can do it, then so can I. And I hope that's how you feel. Because what did I do? I realized that if I'm living in the pit, changing oil, which I actually enjoy. I love wrenching on a car too. If I was doing that, I'd never get the things I really wanted out of life. So what did I do? I went and bought a suit, and I applied at a jewelry store because I wanted to get married. And I said, I'll be a jewelry store salesman. I'm terrified of people, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm terrified, but that's what I'm going to do. And I jumped in. And you know why I was really good at it? Because I was scared to death of the people. And so I would just ask them questions. Oh yeah, so when are you guys getting married? When are you going to be married? I just wonder how did you meet? That's how you know. Oh, wonderful. Please tell me more. Tell me more. Oh, what kind of rings do you like? That's fun. Cool. So, would you like the ring? Okay, good. I was kick butt at it. Because everyone else is like, let me tell you about this thing, this facet here, the extra light. It's really amazing. But me, I was terrified of these people. So I did really well. Because I asked questions and I got to know them. worst thing you can do in this business is be polished. It's the worst thing you can do in this business. People like real. People trust real. People want real. Right? So, you create your list of 100 and you get your first 10. These are the people you want to work with. Do not decide the people you want to work with based on how well they would do in this business. That's the wrong way to go about it. The way you build this business is you decide who you want to work with. Always. Misery is being successful in this business and being surrounded by people you hate. What is awesome about this business is if you build this correctly, you're surrounded by a bunch of friends that you're like, I love hanging out with my friends more than I do going out with my family and others. Because we're all together in it, right? Right? So don't pick out of your list the first people to talk to. I said, this person is super pushy. They'd be great at this. No! I want you to go through and I want you to find the people that you like. Because guess what that means? Because many of you have heard me telling you this before. That means the people you're working with right now you talk to because you like them. Isn't that cool? You are here not because someone thought they'd be really good at this. You're here because someone thought, I like that person. Isn't that cool? You don't have to do it, but you should have a warm fuzzy inside. If you want to hug yourself, feel for it. But the true one meaning is this. You want to get that person to talk with you and another person. The reason you need the other person is you don't want to be too polished. And that other person will likely know some of the answers that your friend, associate, whoever it might be, they will be able to answer those questions and take care of it. Does that make sense? The most effective way to build this business is buy someone a sandwich. It's true. Hey, can I take you out to lunch? My friend and I want to talk to you about this. It's been really, really
Or if a sandwich is too expensive,
what's
a
that? Starbucks, right?
Yes, true, actually, good point.
Just buy their drink before they show up so they don't get like the expensive
Macchiato,
cracchio, I don't know what it is, but still, right? Like, bunch of things. Okay, are they going to buy right here?
Sometimes.
Maybe, maybe not. But what do? You always invite them to the next thing. The next thing is a meeting, okay? Now, there are a lot of people who tell you a lot of things about meetings. The thing that I have found that's been most effective when it comes to meetings is to make it something that you're personally passionate about or that you personally like, right? Do that. Show the video like we did at the very beginning. Have a quick discussion with people. Make it quick. Make it easy. Don't go for hours and hours and hours. Because after hours and hours and hours, people will forget everything you've said because gluteus maximus is hurting. Right? Right? So don't go for longer than an hour. Make it really short, really quick, and you don't hit on there are 96, do you know 96 vitamins, amazing, and these antioxidants are just going to rock and roll, and they're going to drop kick life for you. No! You might want to do that. But, no. You want to hit on the benefits. How has it been for you? The reason why we tell stories is people put themselves in stories. When I talked about Roman, were you Roman? Did you feel what it would have been like to be Roman through those experiences? That's what's so powerful about stories is, if a story is told right, which is very simple, a story is told right, and you're not wasting time on all the superfluous things, the same portions of our brain fire and light up as light up when we're having an actual experience. Does that make sense? So Olympians, they've shown that the Olympians that actually meditate and think about going through the actual event in their mind have the same experience as if they were actually doing it in their mind. Isn't that awesome? So that's why we tell stories. Then you bring them to a meeting. Why is a meeting important?
Social.
Social. They get with other people that they like, right? And they get to see, like, hey, these are cool people. I like these people. I like these guys, right? That's a big part of it. Then you follow up. Because at the meeting, are they going to say, please, let me buy your widgets and gadgets?
No.
Now, probably not. Guess when they normally do it? following up, and then following up, and then following up. A lot of people get to this point, and have some success. The people who do this own this business. Own it, own it, own it. Now, all of this can be difficult, especially if you've never done it before, especially if you're trying to work out your own stuff. All of that can be difficult. So what is the answer to the difficulty throughout all of this? Higher power, inspiration, and relationships. That's what it comes back to, and that's what you have to constantly be feeding back into. Through each one of these steps, as you're doing it, you're tying back into a higher power for strength, inspiration for strength, and relationships for strength. Cool? Woo! Because a lot of people are like, let's do this, right? Like, I can't believe I just did that. That's on camera. Please erase that. But if you've seen the whole, what's the guy in that movie, the Transformers guy?
Optimus Prime?
Oh,
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf, like, just do it, right? And they're so pumped up on adrenaline. Those people die off, I'm telling you right now. They're gone in a few months. We're like, we're going to do everything. All the things we will do and the things, we're going to do them all the things. We're going to do them. They're not tying back into this. They're tying into adrenaline. They're tying into anger. They're tying into negative emotions that don't have long-lasting strength. If you're tying back into this, and you're doing this, you will win. Cool?
Yes.
All right. And that is time. We normally end this with a hug. And so we're just going to all get together. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I was with a hug. Well, which university are you in?
You.
You, right? You're in
No, not you, of you.
Okay? You have a path. If you find that you are here, take this next step. There's no jumping it and saying, oh, it'll be successful. Just do that. Do the harder things, right? You need to do each step in order to make it work, and throughout the entire process, you're tying back into that. All right? Lots of love, everybody.